Greetings, everyone. I'm Anastasia, joined by Irene for day 14 of our detailed 50-day software architecture class. In day 13, we discussed security in software architecture, including authentication for identity verification, authorization for access control, and common vulnerabilities with their mitigations. Today, we're building on that by exploring encryption techniques to safeguard data and secure communication protocols like HTTPS for protected transfers and OAuth for delegated authorization, helping you implement robust defenses against interception and unauthorized access in your systems.
Vital continuation, Anastasia, encryption and protocols are the shields that make security practical in real-world deployments.
Outlining day 14 more thoroughly, encryption involves transforming readable data into an unreadable format to protect confidentiality with keys for reversal. We'll cover techniques like symmetric for speed, asymmetric for secure key exchange, and hashing for integrity. Protocols include HTTPS for encrypted web communications and OAuth for secure token-based authorization. This integrates with day 13 security, extending authentication and authorization with cryptographic enforcement. Why emphasize encryption and secure protocols? They protect sensitive data by ensuring confidentiality so only authorized parties can read it, and integrity to detect tampering. Compliance with standards like PCI DSS for payments or GDPR for privacy is mandatory, avoiding penalties. They prevent attacks such as man in the middle interception or data leaks. In Day 7's distributed microservices, they're essential for secure inter-service and external communications. Basics of encryption. It converts plain text into ciphertext using mathematical algorithms and keys, reversible only with the correct key. Symmetric encryption uses the same key for both encryption and decryption, offering speed for large data. Asymmetric uses public keys for encryption and private for decryption, enabling secure exchanges without shared secrets. Key management is crucial, involving secure generation, rotation, and storage to prevent compromise. Outlining day 14 more thoroughly, encryption involves transforming readable data into an unreadable format to protect confidentiality with keys for reversal. We'll cover techniques like symmetric for speed, asymmetric for secure key exchange, and hashing for integrity. Protocols include HTTPS for encrypted web communications and OAuth for secure token-based authorization. This integrates with Day 13 security, extending authentication and authorization with cryptographic enforcement.
Symmetric encryption techniques. AES is the standard block cipher, widely used for its security and efficiency. Modes like CBC chain blocks, while GCM adds authentication. Key sizes of 128 or 256 bits balance security with performance. Asymmetric encryption techniques. RSA generates public-private keys for encryption and signatures. ECC offers stronger security with smaller keys, reducing overhead. Diffie-Hellman enables secure key exchange over insecure channels, used in handshakes like TLS for establishing symmetric sessions. Hashing for integrity. One-way functions like SHA-256 produce fixed-size digests from data, irreversible. Add salting to hashes for uniqueness against attacks. HMAC combines hashing with keys for message authentication. Used for verification, like password storage or checksums, not for reversible encryption. Encryption best practices. Stick to strong, vetted algorithms, avoiding deprecated ones like DES. Rotate keys regularly to limit exposure. Use hardware security modules for secure key storage and operations. Conduct compliance audits to ensure adherence to standards and identify weaknesses. Encryption challenges. Computational overhead from encryption or decryption can impact performance, requiring optimization. Key management is complex, with risks in generation and distribution. Prepare for quantum threats by exploring post-quantum cryptography. Avoid implementation errors like weak modes or IV reuse.
Introducing HTTPS, it's HTTP Secured Over Transport Layer Security, formerly SSL, encrypting all traffic between client and server to prevent eavesdropping or tampering. Digital certificates validate server identity issued by authorities. The handshake negotiates keys and ciphers for the session, ensuring secure communication. HTTPS in architectures. Mandatory for Day 8 APIs to protect data in transit. In microservices, use internal TLS for service communications. Optimize performance with HTTP2 multiplexing or HTTP3 QUIC for lower latency. Tools like Let's Encrypt automate free certificate issuance and renewal. Introducing OAuth, an open standard for delegated authorization, allowing third-party access without sharing credentials. It issues access tokens after user consent. Common flows include authorization code for servers and implicit for clients. Scopes define permission granularly, like read email. OAuth in architectures secures day, 8 API endpoints with token validation. In microservices, propagate tokens for chained calls. Combine with OpenID Connect for authentication on top of authorization. Use libraries like Spring Security or services like Auth0 for implementation. Best practices for secure protocols: mandate HTTPS everywhere, disabling HTTP to force secure connections. For tokens, use short lived access with refresh mechanisms. Validate certificates strictly, avoiding self signed in production. Monitor revocations via CRL or OCSP to detect compromised certs.
Integrating secure communication. Encrypt Day 12 caches for sensitive data. Sign messages in Day 9, event-driven flows for integrity. Use managed certificates in Day 10 serverless for easy HTTPS. Maintain audit trails for compliance, logging access, and encryptions. Advanced best practices. Prepare for post-quantum with hybrid ciphers combining classical and quantum-resistant. Use zero-knowledge proofs for verifying without revealing data. Explore homomorphic encryption for computations on encrypted data. Conduct regular key audits for compromise detection. Common pitfalls. Generating weak keys with insufficient length or reuse exposes to attacks. Allowing protocol downgrades to insecure versions like TLS 1.0. Token leakage from poor storage or logging. Ignoring library updates leaves known vulnerabilities open.
Recapping Day 14, we explored encryption techniques from symmetric for efficiency to asymmetric for exchanges.
Covered protocols like HTTPS for transit and OAuth for authorization, with practices and pitfalls. The key takeaway: leverage cryptography and protocols to protect data and communications effectively. Welcome to Day 14 of the 50 Days Software Architecture class, where we delve into the critical world of encryption techniques and secure communication protocols. Today, we'll explore how to protect data both in transit and at rest, ensuring confidentiality, integrity, and secure access in modern systems. This session builds on previous topics like security in architecture from Day 13, API design for secure endpoints from Day 8, and solid principles from Day 2. We begin by understanding the basics of encryption, which transforms information into a secure format to prevent unauthorized access. Confidentiality ensures that only authorized parties can access information, while integrity guarantees that data remains unaltered and complete. Secure access, on the other hand, controls who can interact with resources, often through authentication and authorization mechanisms. Now, let's dive into specific encryption techniques, starting with symmetric encryption, where the same key is used for both encryption and decryption. This method is fast and efficient, making it suitable for encrypting large volumes of data, such as file storage or bulk data transfers. Asymmetric encryption, however, uses a pair of keys, a public key for encryption and a private key for decryption. This approach is crucial for secure key exchange and digital signatures, despite being computationally more intensive. Hashing functions are another vital technique, creating a fixed-size string of characters from input data which is nearly impossible to reverse. Hashing is primarily used for data integrity verification and password storage, ensuring that even if a database is breached, passwords remain secure. Now, let's explore secure communication protocols, starting with HTTPS, the secure version of HTTP. HTTPS encrypts communication between a web browser and a server, protecting sensitive information like login credentials and financial data. It relies on TLS, or transport layer security, to establish an encrypted link, ensuring privacy and data integrity. Next, we have OAuth, an open standard for access delegation, commonly used for granting websites or applications access to user information on other sites. OAuth allows users to grant limited access to their resources without sharing their actual credentials, enhancing security and user experience. Implementing these protocols requires careful consideration of key management, certificate handling, and secure coding practices. Regular security audits and updates are also essential to protect against evolving threats and vulnerabilities. In summary, encryption techniques like symmetric, asymmetric, and hashing, combined with protocols like HTTPS and OAuth, form the backbone of secure software architecture. By mastering these concepts, you can design robust systems that protect data confidentiality, integrity, and ensure secure access for all users. Thank you for joining us on Day 14. Stay tuned for more insights in our 50 Days Software Architecture class. Day 15 covers performance optimization basics, including load balancing.
Homework: assess a hypothetical or real system for encryption and protocol gaps, suggesting improvements. Questions? Comment. We'll reply. Thanks. Like, share, and subscribe.